My name is Matthias, and I'm the host of the Enable Mastodon apps project at the CloudFest Hackathon. And we want to give you a short introduction, what we have planned on the hackathon. And for that, I want to introduce you to Alex Kirk, who is the initial hacker of the Enable Mastodon project. And I think he can best give us an introduction why he built it and what you can expect from it.
All right, so I'm Alex Kirk, and I created the Enable Mastodon apps plugin. And to tell a bit about the history, I think you could say it all started with another plugin that I created, the Friends plugin, which, when combined with Matthias's plugin, ActivityPub, transforms your WordPress into your personal Mastodon instance. So, as you know, the Mastodon ecosystem runs on the ActivityPub protocol. So if you write something, it's been sent out with the ActivityPub protocol to other Mastodon servers. And now your WordPress can both send and receive posts through ActivityPub. And that's kind of nice. But so on the one hand, you could have your own Mastodon server, and then you enjoy being part of the Fediverse that way. But if you have WordPress that is configured in that way, there's one piece missing, and that's all those nice Mastodon apps that have been created over the time that can communicate with a Mastodon server. And when I took a closer look, I found that there was no strong technical reason why a WordPress plugin couldn't implement the same API as well. So I started to work on the authentication. It's just OAuth, OAuth 2, and implemented the endpoints in a way that even though WordPress, prefixes the REST endpoints, so there was a bit of hacking necessary there to implement the URLs as Mastodon apps would expect them. But I started to create the most important endpoints and try to connect the Mastodon app, only to run into lots of crashes because while the Mastodon API has documentation, the apps kind of expect things to work like Mastodon. So eventually, I ironed out most of the bugs, but the innards of the plugin kind of reflect this hacky and reverse engineering style of how everything came into being. So now with the plugin, you can use those Mastodon apps to connect to your own blog, and you can post messages, and that's actually a quite nice experience. If you use the Friends plugin, you can also see the posts of your friends. But actually, it turns out the plugin just connecting to a plain WordPress is also useful. So you can just read the blog posts, and if you have a multi-user blog, you can see what other people post, and posting there is quite easy. And one more thing is that it's not just for Mastodon apps. There's other ActivityPub projects in the Fediverse, like PixelFed, which is a bit like an Instagram picture-focused Fediverse ecosystem. And it also works on the Mastodon API. So you can also use the PixelFed app to connect to your WordPress and browse image posts there. So this is how far the plugin has gone so far. And now with the CloudFest Hackathon, I think there is some opportunity to enhance it, improve it. And Matthias, could you tell us what your plan is?
So yes, as Alex already told us, he has built a very good foundation, but the plugin is not feature complete yet, or does not provide every endpoint the Mastodon API spec defines yet. So the idea is to fully implement the Mastodon API and map it to kind of an internal API, so that even if there is no core WordPress representation of a stream or a media endpoint, or you name it, that other plugins could hook into the Mastodon API and provide their content. We also, as Alex already mentioned, he had some issues with different content types and different interpretation of content types from variations of different Mastodon apps. So we want to also build models for every object that is defined by the Mastodon API, so that implementers could use these models to lower the risk of doing something wrong. We want to map every possible content from core WordPress, so that it's easy to publish new content to WordPress and try to best guess what content type it could be or how it should be represented in WordPress, because there's still some differences between notes and maybe full articles on WordPress site. And if there's time left in the end, to maybe map some other plugins to the Mastodon API, maybe some of the big WordPress plugins that provide their own content, let's say a podcasting app or an events app or something similar. So yeah, that's what you could expect. So I think from the perspective of the audience, we need PHP developers. It's nice if you have worked with APIs. It's also interesting if you have worked with the blog editor so far. And if you have no experience with all the mentioned stuff, we would find something for you. So come join us, have fun. It is an awesome project to make WordPress a bit more social and to increase interaction.